Hello everyone, this is Meenakshi Birari, working as an assistant professor in chemistry at Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Nasik. In previous lecture, we have studied raw materials required for soap making. We know that soap requires two major raw materials which are fat and alkali. Now, in today's lecture, I am going to explain washing action of soap. As we know that soaps are sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acids. When triglycerides in fat or oil react with aqueous NaOH or KOH, they are converted into soap and glycerol. This is called alkaline hydrolysis of esters. Since this reaction leads to the formation of soap, it is called as saponification process. So, before studying the washing action of soap, we will study about chemical reaction. As we know, the soaps are sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acids. These are called as the triglycerides in fat or oil that reacts with aqueous NaOH. These triglycerides react alkali with alkali, that is caustic soda. There is the formation of glycerine or glycerol and the metal soap. So this reaction is called alkaline hydrolysis of esters. As there is the formation of soap, so the reaction is also called saponification process. The saponification reaction is exothermic in nature because heat is liberated during the process. The soap form remains in suspension from the mixture. Soap is precipitated as a solid from the suspension by adding common salt NaCl to the suspension. This process is called salting out of soap. Simply by the addition of common salt to the suspension, soap is precipitated into the solid and that process is called salting out of soap. The water layer is drawn off the top of the mixture and glycerol is recovered using vacuum distillation. As we know, soaps are sodium or potassium salts of variety of fatty acids that may include oleic acid, stearic acid, palmitic acid, lauric acid, mystric acid, etc. In earlier lecture, we have studied about the fatty acids which are involved in soaps. Fatty acids are merely carboxylic acids consisting of a long hydrocarbon chain at one end and a carboxyl group at the other end. They are generally represented as RCOOH and there are important components of plants, animals and other microorganisms. There are the two groups of fatty acids. One is saturated fatty acid and second one unsaturated fatty acids. So fatty acids which contain carbon-carbon single bond called saturated, whereas the fatty acid which contain one or more double bond between carbon atoms called unsaturated fatty acid. For example, stearic acid, palmitic acid, oleic acid, lauric acid, myristic acid, etc. Now, what is the saponification? When triglyceride in fat or oil react with alkali aqueous NaOH or KOH potassium hydroxide, they are converted into soap and glycerol. This is the alkaline hydrolysis of esters. Since the reaction in which the formation of soap take place, the reaction is called saponification process. So this one is the saponification process. Now the purification process. Here the crude soap obtained from the saponification reaction contains sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide and glycerol. These impurities are removed by boiling the crude soap curds in water and reprecipitating the soap with salt. After the purification process is repeated several times, the soap may be used as an inexpensive industrial cleanser. Soap is an excellent cleanser because its ability to act as an emulsifying agent. An emulsifier is capable of dispersing one liquid into another immiscible liquid. This means that while oil, which attracts dirt, does not naturally mix with water, soap can suspend oil or dirt in such a way that it can be removed. So we should remember soap is an excellent cleanser because its ability to act as an emulsifying agent. Now let us see washing action of soap. As we know, soap molecule is made up of two parts, a long hydrocarbon part and a short ionic part. That short ionic part contains the group COO minus Na plus group, and the soap molecule is said to have tadpole structure. Here the long hydrocarbon chain, that is a water repelling end, and the ionic part, short ionic part, it is water attracting end. So when we consider the structure, that is the representation of a soap molecule. Soap is represented by a general formula, that is RCOO minus Na plus. The soap molecule, it has two parts, a polar group COO minus Na plus and non-polar group R hydrocarbon part. The polar group is called head and the non-polar group is called tail. Thus, the soap molecule has a polar end and non-polar hydrocarbon tail. The polar head is hydrophilic, that is water attracting end, water loving, and the non-polar tail is hydrophobic, water repelling end, water repelling in nature. So it can be represented in this structure. So that is the general representation of soap molecule. This hydrocarbon chain, it is hydrophobic, water repelling, and head, which is polar, it is hydrophilic, water loving. A soap molecule which contains two chemically distinct parts that interact differently with water. It has one polar end, which is a short head with a carboxylate group COO minus Na plus, and one non-polar end having the long tail made of the hydrocarbon chain, which is hydrophobic in nature. The polar end is hydrophilic, that is water loving in nature, and this end is attracted towards water. The non-polar end is hydrophobic. Hydrophobic, that means water hating in nature, and it is attracted towards dirt or oil on the cloth but not attracted towards water. Thus, hydrophobic part of the soap molecule traps the dirt and the hydrophilic part makes the entire molecule soluble in water. So when we observe here, these are nothing but the water molecules, that is the ionic end, which is polar and hydrophilic, and hydrocarbon chain, which is non-polar and hydrophobic, that means water hating. So polar end, it is hydrophilic, water loving, and the non-polar end, that is hydrophobic, water hating. Both soap and detergent are functionally similar. In studying how soap works, it is useful to consider a general rule of nature, that is like dissolves like. Here the non-polar hydrophobic tails of soap, these are lipophilic or oil loving, and so will embedded into the grease and oils and help the dirt and stains to adhere the surface. The polar hydrophilic heads, however, remain surrounded by the water molecule. Here we can observe this polar hydrophilic end, that is surrounded by the water molecules to which they are attracted. So it is a soap micelle. Soap that is represented by the structure RCO minus Na plus, and there are the two parts, one is polar group and the second one is non-polar group. The polar group is called head and the non-polar group is called tail. The soap molecule has polar head and non-polar hydrocarbon tail. And by considering the general rule of nature, like dissolves like, the non-polar hydrophobic tail of soap are lipophilic, that is oil loving, and so will embedded into the grease or the oil that help dirt and stains to adhere on the surface. The polar hydrophilic heads, however, remain surrounded by the water molecule to which they are attracted. When a soap or a detergent is dissolved in water, the molecules join together as clusters, or these are called as micelles. Their long hydrocarbon chains attach themselves to the oil and dirt, and the dirt that is surrounded by the non-polar end of the soap molecule, which is represented in this figure. The charged carboxylate end of the soap molecules makes the micelles soluble in the water. Thus, the dirt is washed away with the soap. So, this one is called as a micelles or the clusters. So, liquid droplet which is covered the soap or the detergent molecule called as a cluster or micelles. Their long hydrocarbon chains attach themselves to the oil and dirt. The dirt is thus surrounded by the non-polar end of the soap molecules, and the charged carboxylate end of the soap molecules makes the micelles soluble in the water. So these are the droplets of the water. The CO minus Na plus, that polar end that is attracted by the water molecule, these are surrounded by the water molecules. Thus the dirt is washed away with the soap. Here also we can observe hydrophilic end and the hydrophobic tail. Hydrophobic, that is the tail, and head is hydrophilic. This one is the oil or the grease droplet, and how that water and that of the structure of the soap we have studied already. By considering the general rule of nature, like dissolves like, the non-polar hydrophobic tails of the soap are lipophilic, that is oil loving, so that will embedded into the grease and oils that helps dirt and stains adhere to the surface. And the polar hydrophilic heads, however, remain surrounded by the water molecule to which they are attracted. So soap molecule, here when we consider CO minus Na plus, that is the polar end head, and the tail, that is a non-polar hydrophobic tail. As more and more soap molecules embedded into a greasy stain, they eventually surround and isolate little particles of the grease and form the structures called micelles that are lifted into solution. In micelles, the tails of the soap molecules are oriented towards and into the grease, while the heads face outward into water, resulting in an emulsion of soapy grease particles suspended in the water. With agitation, the micelles are dispersed into the water and removed from the previously dirty surface. In essence, soap molecules partially dissolve the greasy stain to form the emulsion that is kept suspended in water until it can be rinsed away. So that is the cleaning action of soap. Here we can observe how the grease or the oil part can be removed with the use of soap. So that water with dissolved soap, that are the oil droplets, and this one is the oil with dirt, soap molecules having head and tail, hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. Here this one is without soap, only the water molecule, and that is the layer, oil layer. With soap, what happens? The soap molecule that is having non-polar tail and polar head. That mechanism already I have explained. The hydrophobic non-polar tails of soap are lipophilic, that are oil loving, and so will embedded into the grease and oils that help dirt and stains adhere to the surface. The polar hydrophilic heads, however, remain surrounded by the water molecule to which they are attracted. So, when we discuss the action of soap in hard water, the removal of dirt, that is mixture of oily materials and solid particles, adhere to the surface by soap solution, and that proceeds according to the general equation. So what is the general equation? Surface dirt, and when we add the soap, there is that reaction which is surface soap and the removal of dirt with the soap molecules, as all that dirt particles that are get adhered by the soap particles. The dirt itself is emulsified by the soap and carried away by moving water. So that is the general equation: surface dirt plus soap, surface soap plus dirt, soap. But soap do not work well in the hard water. Now what is the hard water? Hard water which contains the calcium and magnesium ions. So due to the presence of calcium magnesium salts, the soap do not work well in hard water. The calcium and magnesium salts of soap are insoluble. They tend to bind to the calcium and magnesium ions, eventually precipitating out of solution. In doing so, soaps actually dirt the surfaces they were designed to clean. Thus, soaps have been largely replaced in modern cleaning solutions by synthetic detergents that have a sulfonate group, that is RSO3 minus group, instead of the carboxylate head RCOO minus. Sulfonate detergents tend not to precipitate with calcium or magnesium ions and are generally more soluble in water. So we should remember, soap do not work well in hard water containing calcium and magnesium ions because the calcium and magnesium salts are insoluble. Again, as we know that carboxylate end of the molecule, that is hydrophilic, water loving, and this one is hydrocarbon chain which is hydrophobic, water hating. That is nothing but the cluster which is called micelles. The soap differs from detergents in its action in the hard water. So what is that reaction? Here twice RCOO minus Na plus soap reacts with the hard water, that means containing Ca2 plus or Mg2 plus ions. So due to the presence of Ca2 plus or Mg2 plus in water, the reaction occurs and there is the formation of insoluble compound, that is RCOO minus Ca plus twice Na plus. So such a type of the reaction take place, so that soap do not work well in hard water, that calcium and magnesium salts of soap are insoluble. They tend to bind to the calcium and magnesium ions, eventually precipitating out of solution. In doing so, soaps actually dirt the surfaces they were designed to clean. Thus, the soaps have been largely replaced in modern cleaning solutions by synthetic detergents that have a sulfonate group instead of the carboxylate head and are generally more soluble in water. So in today's lecture we have studied the chemical reaction, that is saponification reaction, and washing action of soap. In next lecture we will study the different types of soap. Thank you.